Good luck to Thundar.
Welcome back to the first Death's Door tournament for any percent NMG. NMG standing for no major glitches, so no out of bounds shenanigans here. The game will mostly be played as intended, except for some skips here and there you'll see in the runs. I'm your host, Pudding Boxes. Joining me in the commentary booth, we have Shresh. Shresh, want to say hi?
Hi, I'm Shresh. I'm a Death's Door speedrunner. Good to have you all here.
And we have Sissel.
Hi,
Like say
I'm Thistle. Also a Death's Door speedrunner. Happy to be here.
Our runners today, Thundar. Would you like to say hi?
Hi.
And Mathulu, would you like to say hi?
Hello, everyone.
Nice. All right. So good luck to both runners. I'm gonna do the countdown. So I'll go 3, 2, 1, go. So are you both on the one click away from starting the game? Both runners?
I am now.
Nice. Okay. So I'll go 3, 2, 1, go, and then on go you'll start the game. So 3, 2, 1, go. All right.
Good luck.
Good luck to both of you.
Good luck, runners.
Good luck.
So there'll be a little bit delay. We'll see it soon.
Do you see Matt starting off?
Yep.
And there goes Thundar, back on the bus.
Back to work.
A little bit of time traveling,
Yeah.
but that happens in these races.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so now both runners are off to talk to Chandler for our first assignment.
Do you see Thundar in English there, as well as Matt? So both runners running English.
Mm-hmm. The difference is one text box, a couple text boxes, or is there a significant difference?
It's 7 text boxes, still not very significant, at most a couple of seconds, very minimal, so not a big deal. It does make the game more intelligible for our audience, so I guess good.
Gotcha.
But it's very minimal, and it's only across, I think, a couple of conversations. One conversation differs by 2, and one conversation differs by 4, and then there's one more somewhere else. So it's you won't even really notice it in most of the dialogues. I believe the really long Grey Crow cutscene in the Void is one of them. Yeah. But for now, I'm both dispatching with DFS.
Yep.
Matt getting hit
Matt,
once.
Hanging out in the back.
You'll notice Matt got hit once as well, so he will be going in already down a health. I also did notice that he was opting for save and quits before Guardian while practicing, so let's see how he approaches the rest of Cemetery.
Yeah. Save and quits before Guardian. Also, I think after First Arena are pretty safe. They don't lose too much time, especially if you're low on health. They'll definitely be better than going into Guardian fight with, say, 2 health.
Definitely. Guardian, always a scary prospect. Even with the best strats and the best timing, you can just get hit by a laser once by being off a little bit. So let's see how it goes. I'm a bit surprised to have not seen more runners opt to use a seed rather than save and quit. I do believe getting the seed in the switch packs on the way to Arena 2 is faster than any of the save and quits that are available. But most of the runners we've seen so far have been opting to take the save and quit. The save and quit after Arena 2 is very opportune in that there is no bot there really, so you don't really have an option but to save and quit. But if you do manage to take a heal in between the arenas or and hold your health over to Guardian, that's probably a good strat.
Yeah. Actually, I guess most people are optimists and they opt not to go for the seed. But
Fair.
That is a very good point. So Thundar in the First Arena right now. Same with Matt, actually. So they're pretty close.
At using the arrows to dispatch off that backpack, we did see Thundar allowed it to roll for a second, so Math will catch up in this wave a bit. Matt's done his homework. He's going for the fast strats on the 2-wave. Misses it by a little bit, but even on the last wave, going for this backpack on the left side, allowing the top backpack to roll and killing it later. Oh, I thought it was dead. It looked like it just missed. Yeah.
Looked like the last hit just missed. But...
Keeping it close, going into the tutorials with Steadhound.
Yep, Steadhound here teaching us how to heavy and roll slash.
Good old Steadhound. Don't get to fight him in this particular category, but spoilers, he is a boss fight later in the game if you do decide to ever get to the true ending.
Yeah, and we also, in True Ending, hear a little bit more about his lore. In any percent, Steadhound really just shows up to help us lay some souls to rest. And that's about it.
In that moment, you're focused too much on text smashing to really be paying attention to what he's saying. One of the imps is following Thundar into the second arena, so let's see how that plays out. Starts off with the deflect on the mage. Deflect on both first mages, looks like. Works out pretty well, actually, because he's in position to kill those two grunts very easily. Oh, again, it looked like a narrow miss on that last grunt. Matt, starting up the arena as well.
Math just going for the heavy and slashes rather than using a deflect.
Oof, the grunt does get him because when you preemptively slash after the roll slash, you can get caught out like that. And on the last wave, Matt's doing a pretty clean job with those two mage wave, clearing up these grunts, and on the last wave as well.
Yeah, Matt's definitely studied up on the flow of the fights.
He did say yesterday, in fact, that he was going to get up in the morning and grind out some practice and learn some strats and do some debug practice. So I assume he's done that. Takes the save and quit before Guardian.
That's
Thundar
pretty
is also
safe. Yeah,
it
2
makes-
health Guardian. Very spooky.
Thundar is on 3 health, so let's keep an eye out. He's not going behind Guardian, just opts to play in front.
Nice. Yeah, I think
Avoids
Matt just got a PB last night, right?
Yes. Yeah, we should talk a bit more about the runners, actually. We haven't really introduced them as much. They're such veterans that I assume that the community is well familiar with them. If not from this game even, just from having played so many other games and just being amazing people, amazing speedrunners. Matt going behind Guardian, by the way. Look at slight difference between the runners. Will you get sniped? Yes, get sniped by the fart and the laser, unfortunate. It does happen behind Guardian. Those are the 2 sources of damage you can take very easily. Brave to continue that attack, but backs off and kills it with the arrows. 1 health, 1 mana. Just very quick.
Yeah, we'll see if either runner takes the save and quit in Crypts, or if they go for Pothead Soul, I guess, in a state. That will give them a save and quit as well to heal up. In the meantime, got this. The title screen, yes. In case we forgot what game we were playing.
Wait, did they both hit the sign? I
Matt
saw
definitely
Matt.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
If he's planning to do Pothead Skip Soul, Matt did need to hit the sign, to be fair. So
Okay.
because he'll need those 2 mana to light the first 2 braziers in estate entryway.
Yep.
But my bet is on no Pothead Skip on Thundar. Thundar, interestingly, does not do Pothead Skip at all. He has stated very categorically that it is the last skip that he will learn. He will learn every other piece of tech in the game before he chooses to ignore Pothead. That is their love. So we love to see it.
Wow.
Pothead is amazing. He's an
That is
amazing
some
character.
strong
And
love.
yeah, it's good to see someone like with that much dedication to one of the cooler NPCs in this game for sure. I think very interesting character. Helps you out a lot in the game. A couple of the hidden mechanics in the game are due to Pothead, like figuring out where all the pots are, figuring out where all the seeds are due to Pothead. So good that Thundar chooses to give a shout out to him by mashing through both of his cutscenes. You do skip 2 cutscenes by doing Pothead skips, so Thundar opts to go for both of them instead.
Yeah, I only learned super recently that seeds and pots, you can get information from Pothead on. My casual playthrough, I kind of just wandered aimlessly until I found them.
Yep. I definitely did not realize that the Rusty Trowel shines near seeds. That is not something I figured out. But Pothead definitely did help me figuring out where all the pots were. Definitely.
Thundar took a very cool strategy to light those fire pits and braziers.
Yep.
Instead of opting for the diagonal on that second fire pit, he shot a fire straight through and then used an arrow to light the brazier. That's really cool. Haven't seen that before.
It is a very cool. Museus, I believe, also does a similar strat. It has existed. You can technically light the second brazier from the first one as well. It's a very hard setup, but what Thundar did instead is just light the fire pit from the first brazier. So very cool strat. Love to see. I think the first runner this tournament who's done that, so really cool to see it being brought out. Thundar, yes, but not skipping Pothead as you would have seen there. And Math did take the Crypt's save and quit, so I imagine he's also not going for Pothead skip. So.
Or, I guess we'll see. He might go for Pothead skip, but not the soul.
Yeah, the soul, yes.
Yeah.
It's
Yep,
true.
looks like we're setting up for Pothead skip right here.
Right side. Going well for Thundar. Ooh, the mage being a little bully.
Yeah. Math gets a Pothead skip first try. Rolls on the hedges!
Ooh.
Falls off! Ooh.
You saw that little spin of frustration there right before the quit out.
Yeah.
That soft locks, if you fall off the hedge, have to save and quit and redo it.
Yep, there's no way to get out after falling off into the center area. That's why rolling on these hedges is always so spooky.
And our
Does it
strategy
again?
looking really good now.
Yeah.
He also
Just
gets
talk
the
about
free
it.
save. He gets the free save and quit after right side, by the way, as well. You don't have to walk all the way back to left side. You just kind of save and quit as soon as you cronk the lever. The only downside is you don't have enemies now for mana. So Thundar, you will see you will be missing a shot to get that last arrowhead. You'll have to go pick it up from the mushrooms all the way on the right side. So it does have its downsides, this strategy, but it is cool to see all the differences playing out here. Because you need 4 hits precisely to get through this left side without spawning any enemies. So if you miss even one shot, you have to go to the right to pick up the mushrooms. Yeah, right side going through for Math as well. We'll be heading towards the left.
Thundar got both those pots first hit, so no auto aim shenanigans today. Second pothead cutscene. This is one that I haven't seen in quite a while.
Love to see it, the soup offering. I find it very humorous when Pothead offers you soup from their head. It's pretty amazing.
Pothead's such a great character. So Thundar has got the last soul orb, and now it's basically just a straight shot into Manor.
Let's hope there's no wall bugs for Math. Not seen that so far this tournament, thankfully.
Wall bugs?
Where the bomb wall does not break, even with the
Ah.
explosion. Yeah, that's just, it's RNG, I believe. Not sure what really causes it, but it does kill a run pretty much. If you're doing, I guess, PB attempts for a race, anything can happen. But it is never good to see.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen it happen before. It sounds very unfortunate because you basically have to save and quit in order to go back and respawn that pot.
Yep, pretty much. It's not a good time.
Yeah.
Or do an archer lift, but that would mean this race is no longer NMG.
Yeah. That would be considered a major glitch. The archer lift is great. It's hilarious to look at. Cool. So Thundar's just kind of numing through the manor here.
Thundar did have a PB yesterday, as we were mentioning earlier. A 1.5 minute PB. Sorry, Math had a 1.5 minute PB yesterday, went down. Thundar had a 1.5 minute PB a few days ago and it's at a 126 PB, whereas Math is towards the high 130s, if I'm not mistaken. 131,
I
actually.
think 131, yeah.
Yeah.
Was Matt's PB yesterday. On the first lick of tongue, it's the opening.
So I think the Licky Tongue, I framed that parry for it looked like for a second, but maybe it worked. A quick kill regardless, no hits, very clean.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, despite the PB difference between the runners, both runners have been improving so dramatically recently that, and we have been seeing a pattern of races resulting in PBs for runners, so keep your eyes out for anything happening here.
Yeah, there's been so many PBs. It's super awesome to watch. It's like almost every day in the run posting channel, someone has gotten a new PB. It's super hype.
That gets the swag light on the brazier as well, first try, as Thundar is contending with the last spinny pot here. Math rolling in, playing the aggressive strats. Love to see it. Gets caught a little bit behind, but very nice deflect to finish it off. Thundar did pick up the crate seed. The seed situation is something we will be keeping an eye on.
Yep. Let's see what strat Thundar uses for Waltz Pot.
Looks like it's going to be 2 cycles. I don't think he can get the quick kill here.
Yep.
Ooh, almost 1.5 cycles. Really nice recovery there to kill the pot mid-spin. Imploff time.
Yep. See how Imploff treats them today.
Hold your breath.
Don't spook the imps.
Nice first 3 arrows. Let's see if the ladder light goes well. Perfect.
Very
Pretty
nice.
clean.
Yeah.
Math missed the last brazier for a second. It does happen with the auto aim hitting the pots sometimes. And is also
Math.
picking up the seed.
Also getting safety seed. Nice. I think that's pretty smart in a race setting, especially with Imploft and the Waltz boss back to back. It's always nice to have an extra seed in the pocket.
Nice strats from Math there. Gets the arrows off. Gonna let it finish its second spin. Definitely wary of what awaits him within Imploft. Thundar picked up the Rafters seed as well. Interesting. We haven't seen any runners pick that one up as well, but definitely makes sense. It is right there. It's really not much of a time loss to go pick it up. A lot of this is with, I guess, like later parts of the runner line. Watchtowers, Fortress.
Yeah, just making sure that we don't ever run out of seeds. Math.
Genocide run.
Imploft very safely.
That was fun to see. Very cathartic for us. Oh, Thundar getting hit down to 2.
Yeah, will you take the pot here? Yes.
Smart. Play it conservative, play it safe. Don't want to take a death here. It's a long trek back.
Yeah, and especially this arena is pretty tricky, so going into 2 is fairly spooky.
In my opinion, the hardest one, would you say?
Yes, I would agree.
Math
Matt does
did
that
not-
pretty cleanly.
Yeah, very clean. Math did not get the seed, so there is 1 seed difference there, but Thundar obviously having to take the seed here. Math took the one in Imploft preemptively. So Thundar still has an extra one on Math.
Yep. So Thundar heading towards the last crow.
Well, Math, when you miss that pot from the bed, for me at least, whenever I miss it, I have already preemptively rolled off the bed, so it's always a slow, sad trek back up to Grandma's bed to take the shot again. Matt thankfully realized that he missed the shot and very cleverly just repositioned to get continued on.
Nice. Yeah, I also always roll off. Should definitely watch out.
Oh, the Licky Tongue, just probably a few hits away, but is misbehaving a little bit. Matt having to take his time. This is spooky. Ooh.
Ooh.
It was just the 1 hit away, but it just getting stuck to the side or behind the Licky Tongue. Bad. It's a bad spot to be in.
Yeah, being thrown off the rhythm in really any of these arenas is always a little spooky and tricky, just because the arenas are so choreographed and they have a flow to them. Just getting caught in the wrong spot, taking damage, it always feels like it cascades and can really throw off the rhythm of the fight. That was a nice deflect on those mage projectiles from
Yeah,
Thundar.
and they're going for deflect strats. It's probably going to clean up the mages. And ooh, the last shot, he thought he needed 2 hits, but needed the 3rd one as well from a light parry. But the mage spawned kindly. He baited it by standing close to the ladder anyway, so smart recovery there.
Overall, still a fairly clean mage arena.
You'll be heading into Avarice as Matt is going to do the spooky roll. First try, perfect shots, and he will be heading off to face the mages. Of course, there is the small matter of crossing all of these narrow platforms. Never.
Yep.
Your heart is always in your mouth a little bit in those places. I imagine
Yeah,
it's
Matt
scarier
being
in a
pretty
race.
aggressive on the rolls, in my opinion at least. I'm always scared to roll on those.
For sure. Confident. Takes out the Licky Tongue. Will be able to get one of the mages, I believe. Maybe the second. Almost.
Almost.
Yeah, it's in those situations you just really want to get the mage spinning, but if you hit it too late, it is already dissipating, like happened there. So unfortunate, but not that big a time loss. First wave goes pretty kindly. Now. Nice to deflect one of the projectiles. First 3 waves going pretty cleanly as far as execution goes. The 4th wave is where things get complicated. Ooh, well, spoke too soon. Those pots can misbehave and run away from you. But yeah, this is the spooky wave of this Avarice, kind of what defines how fast it will go.
Yeah, definitely the toughest wave of all of them.
Pretty clean. Did a good job of cleaning up the ads in the middle, which allowed him to focus on Licky Tongue. Just focus it down.
So Math is starting have a 1 now. Using some good deflects here to take out the first wave. Oh, misses a pot in the second wave, but that's fine. Should have enough mana to deal with the rest of this.
Very clean.
Barely. Yeah.
Focusing
So
the
Math-
licky tongue.
Yep, choosing to focus the Lickitung down first.
Allow him to kind of group together the rest of them. He wants to save some mana at the end of this, because you do have those 2 braziers. Yeah, he's perfectly fine. Has all 4 mana. Yeah, you have 2 braziers and the entrance to Spider Lair, all without any really good sources of mana. There's that 1 pot kind of on your way in dire situations, but ideally you want to exit with some mana here. Spider Lair for Thundar. I'm assuming we won't see any Spider Lair skips today. Both of these runners kind of take the traditional route.
Yeah, Thundar, I think the spiders weren't very kind in the lair today. Most of them dodged, so Thundar's a little low on soul, if I saw correctly. But should be able to make that up with some of the grunts and in the ruins coming up. Right, just gonna try and light the brazier from back here. That looks like that should have missed. Yeah, unfortunate.
No burp claps, or maybe, yes, still burp claps.
Still bird
Lip-
claps, but yeah, missing the brazier from the elevator means having to walk up and losing some time. But there's just more time to clap for leg day, really. Extra appreciation. So Math going through Spider Lair definitely has a fairly safe amount of soul coming out
Wonder
of
if
here.
he'll roll slash or down slash here, because he had a couple of spiders waiting.
Yeah.
Now let's see if we will see burp claps from Matt. The most important thing.
Yes. The most important thing to look out for in a run. Without bird claps for leg day, and then later on arm day blessing the run, it's hard to argue that it's a valid run.
Thundar did pick up the seed, the early seed in ruins, so playing it very safe on seeds for sure. Thundar has a huge amount of Hundo knowledge from having run Hundo, probably I would say more than any percent to some extent by this point, or at least prior to this tournament. By now he has been grinding a lot of any percent in the recent times, but a very experienced Hundo player and has good game knowledge of where the seeds are. Math as well, an experienced Hundo player. I remember having done a couple of Hundo runs from way back when he initially started speedrunning this game. I believe in this recent arc he hasn't done a Hundo run, but I'm sure the game knowledge is still sharp.
Yeah, Hundo is just very helpful for knowing which seeds are pretty quick to go out of your way for. By the way, Math did in fact clap for leg day. Thundar getting the roll skip, the mom skip first try. That was very smooth.
Love to see it graceful. Just kind of have to go for it just like that. Don't think about it. Get it first try.
Yeah.
Staircase arena.
It's definitely that's one skip where it definitely feels like the more you think about it, the more you psych yourself out, and it just doesn't work.
It looks like Matt's game crashed. That's why it's frozen. Like I think he's putting the game back up. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's time lost.
Oh,
I
that is-
think it's also I don't grab the door either. That's
He
very
didn't grab the
unfortunate.
door.
Yeah.
Oh
See in
no.
a sec.
Yeah.
Will it respawn at Gondola or will it respawn at... I believe it'll respawn at the door in Cemetery now, which would be very unfortunate.
Yeah, it's a long trek back.
Let's see where he starts up. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yep.
very.
Huge.
That's redoing the gondola split to some extent without spider lair, but still a lot of time.
Yeah, there are a lot of places in the game where you can soft lock, so you would have to hold that for. It just looks like the game just crashed, so that's just very unfortunate for Math.
And this is actually because it was out of his control, even more unfortunate.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what he was. If he was trying to change some controls or.
Maybe changing some graphic settings, seeing if it'll. Did it look like he just enabled VSync?
Yeah, I'll have to go back and clip that and see what he just did there.
Thundar doing the cool guys walk away from explosions at the end of that. That arena's so fun. Trying to kill everything with just bombs.
It looks like
Math.
Math said his game is running a little choppy, so he might just quit Alt F4 here again, because looks like that's what's happening. Yeah, it looks like he's gonna quit out here. It's unfortunate.
He turned off VSync.
Yeah.
Just checked in the clip as well. He did turn off VSync. It was on. This is really unfortunate time loss. Out of his control, just not something you want to see.
Yeah. It's fairly frustrating. Also, hopefully, regardless of which VSync setting Math ends up running with, he's a little familiar with the timings on them. The VSync setting has a surprisingly large difference when it comes to gameplay. As someone who toggled that setting kind of halfway through learning how to run this game, it affects enemy behavior. It also, I'm fairly sure, affects like roll distance and timings.
Matt's just testing out his game, looks like, for a sec. Let's see if
Yeah.
it's working out. Thundar is meanwhile heading into Crow 1 in dungeon. A bunch more separation between the runners now, of course, because of these unfortunate tech issues. Did Thundar not upgrade? Why is he
Did Thundar
taking...
forget?
Yeah, why is he taking a roll slash and a slash to kill those flame plants? It should just be the roll slash, ideally, in that in this position. So I'm wondering if...
Spider's very rude right now. Yeah, I guess we'll get a better sense of it in Arena 2, especially with the Hammer Brothers. Hammer Bros.
Hammer Brothers. Perfectly
Hammer
fine.
Brothers.
Yeah.
Like calling someone by their full name after only referring to them by their nickname their entire lives.
Yep.
Felt very weird. Math missing mom skip, but giving it a second try.
It is
And then
an
not being-
annoying skip.
It is.
You do sense a little bit of frustration in that as well. Game not doing Math any favors right now. He also did
Yeah.
take a hit at some point. I missed that.
I missed that as well. It looks like Thundar might have forgotten to upgrade.
Yeah, his soul count is 1500, so
Oh,
it's...
yep.
Yeah. This is a decision. It is one of the decisions.
One of the decisions. Yeah, once you're in Mushroom Dungeon, especially here, unless Thundar opts to take the shortcut, like cronking the lever back to the first room in the dungeon in order to go back and upgrade. He might be kind of stuck with this decision for a while. But this upgrade is an easy one to forget. I've actually renamed my split so that it reminds me to upgrade after the horn cutscene.
Maybe Thundar is just showing us a new way.
Perhaps.
Strength 2 dungeon. Maybe he will do the Strength 2 Lockstone. Just eschew upgrades all the way to the end of the run. I don't know what Thundar has in mind here. We'll probably confirm with him in between the runs. I imagine it might just be, like you said, a simple thing of forgetting, oh, down to 1 health.
Quite spooky. Especially when already... Ooh. The bright side here is if Thundar chooses to go through the door that he respawns at, he can take this upgrade. Yep,
There you go.
looks like he's doing it.
There you go. Oh, math on 1 health and self bombs as well. So deaths on both sides. Unfortunate.
Yeah.
This arena did not work out well for Math. The mage got away from him and then got 2 hits. So he'll have to go all the way around.
Yeah,
I
that's
wonder if he crunked this ladder. Again, no, did not crunk the ladder.
most likely not, since we don't usually do that in any percent runs. So, yeah, this is quite a long run back. It's very unfortunate, especially because that's the very last arena in this region. So both runners doing their run backs to their respective arenas.
Very cool to see the in-sync death run back right here.
Yeah.
No shortcuts open for either runner, so both having to take pretty much the longest way back. Mom skip also in Matt's way, of course, for the second time. Never want to see that. Facing
Math really
up to you
missed on
twice.
getting it this time.
At this point, it's just good practice. It's time loss on principle. Oh, there you go. Quicker hammer bro skill with that strength 3. Of course. Very quick getting the 3 cycle. Matt, yeah, meanwhile, just going around the long way through the forest settlement. Fighters worked out. Nice.
Microwave, yeah. Spider's one of the... Oh, yep.
Please go ahead. I was just gonna comment on how painful this run back is, but I don't think anyone wants to be reminded.
It is in fact painful. Yeah, I was just gonna say spiders are one of the biggest sources of RNG, and since they're so prevalent in Mushroom Dungeon, these arenas always feel so frustrating, especially when spiders are just dodging slash after slash.
Math has gotten hit twice on this run back. Very, very just really unfortunate. The Venus flytrap plant and one of the grunts just jumped him. So he is on 2 health again going into this arena.
Choosing not to heal at the pot before this arena.
Oof, that was close. Good roll out of the way though.
Close.
We have good action on both sides. The water arena for Thundar starting up as well. This is where Math died last time. The mage got away from him and then sniped him, and then the bomb plant also killed him. Thundar meanwhile cleaning up these first couple of waves. And last wave for Math here. Just needs to get out without taking a hit. Perfect.
Thunder taking these hammer bros on the bridge.
Nice 3 cycle. Gonna get a 3 cycle here as well. Clean.
Pretty clean.
No death warps, of course. No thistle warps. Shoutouts. We have the inventor here with us today. We're privileged. But Thundar just being hitless through all of that and exiting with 4 health. Very clean.
Matt's game is still running super choppy. That's really unfortunate to hear.
I don't know if Matt can hear us, but I know that keeping the Discord stream up while playing did cause that for some other runners. I hope he's not doing that. I imagine he's not doing that, but I hope it gets resolved because we don't want to. We don't want him to be just at any disadvantage. We want the runners.
Yeah, I wonder if if closing Discord or anything might help.
Avarice for Thundar. Cat jams in chat.
Yeah, Avarice music's so good. Really, most of the music in this game, or all of it, is so good.
For fans of Acid Nerve who've played Titan Souls, you probably will recognize the music as I don't know what the word is. It's not a remix. It's just a
difference. The
Yeah.
same music, but yeah, in a slightly different style. Because I think in Titan Souls, it's a lot more like electric guitar or something.
Yeah, it is a take on an Avarice music from Titan Souls. Basically, Thundar had 1 health suddenly.
Yeah,
Since
the mage
it's
is
just the
not-
mages. For a second, I
Okay.
thought that was gonna snipe him, but he's gonna get through.
Same. Yeah, I think Thundar tried to go in for a deflect on the green mage, but unfortunately took some damage there.
Was that a double hit on that? It almost looked like he was all of a sudden down to 1 health.
Yeah, I didn't see
that
for
can
sure.
happen.
But it can happen where you take damage from the green projectile and then subsequently from the just hanging out in the explosion for too long.
Good, precise. Oh, Matt getting flame plant sniped there. You think you're under the flame plant where it's flame cannot hit you because the flame kind of starts at a height above you and then descends, so you can get away if you're right under its hitbox, but he did get sniped for a second there. Oh, the cowards kind of bullied him, but gets through.
He did.
Yeah, I think Math is not having a good time with the game. Makes it a little unfortunate.
Yeah, that crash, on Overgrown Ruins. I don't think I've ever seen that crash before. I don't think I've ever seen the game crash entering Overgrown Ruins like that. Have you ever seen
Yeah.
anything
No,
like that?
the only glitchy thing I've seen there is a cam lock when getting off the gondola, which has happened, I think, to a bunch of people. I don't think it's uncommon. But if you roll off the gondola too quickly, your cam can get locked there. But obviously that's not what happened. His game just straight up crashed. We have Thundar, by the way, heading off to the Stranded Sailor. Math goes into Crow 1 here.
Hopefully, the choppiness issues are fixed or semi-fixed. It looks like Math did, in fact, remember to upgrade.
But he did roll into a flame plant, so he's on 1 HP. No,
And,
unfortunate.
Yeah, it really might just be the game acting up and being laggy, it seems.
Yeah, at this point, it's very hard to say. It's just not a good position to be in. I'm sure we can all understand. We've all been there, and having to continue a run, being in a race. At this point, your brain is just screaming, "I just want to reset," you know.
Yeah.
And having to kind of shut that down and continue on takes a lot of willpower, takes a lot of mental energy. So kudos to Matt for continuing on. We know both of these runners are very experienced, so we've already harped on that a bunch, but this is where that comes to the test. Second try at Crow 2 here. Taking his time with the Hammer Bros.
Just taking it safe. And Thundar entering Castle Lockstone here. That's the first puzzle pretty quickly.
Let's see if you'll see any of the new puzzle strats today.
Yeah, some of them are quite fun to watch, but pretty tricky to pull off. And as it's a race, wonder if Thundar will just go for some pretty safe strats. Yeah, it looks like taking this puzzle fairly safely.
You've been doing this in runs though, and you've been, I believe you've been getting the puzzle ones, if I'm not, if I remember from previous runs and races. That one is very spooky for me personally. But it's been cool to see people doing it.
Yeah, I've been trying to practice the new diagram strats. That the pre-Crow 1 strats that in that room Thundar just went through, I agree, is very tricky. It's much tighter than the pre-Crow 3 ones. But I think with a little bit of practice, it's not too bad. As long as you know which tiles to stand on for how long, that's really the trickiest part.
Yep, not falling off into the void and resetting the puzzle. Math is on 2 HP here again, so I imagine he will take the heal before the water bros. Thundar also was on 2 HP at the end, got clipped by a halberd. Otherwise, he might have chosen to walk out. Walking out is slightly faster than safe quitting after Crow 1 and Lockstone, but no reason to take any risks in a race for that minor time save. Much more worth it to get a clean, consistent Crow 2.
Especially because Crow 2 here can be a little tricky as well. Especially if you don't get the mages right away. Sometimes they'll float around as you're trying to deal with elite archers and hammer bros and...
Yeah, wave 2 here is the stuff of nightmares for sure. And wave 3 also with elite archer is not anyone's friend. Thundar not going for bomb strats, just gonna clear up the mages nice and safely. This one, you really don't have a choice. You have to play it fast to get rid of the enemies before they spawn again and can tackle you. So you're doing a good job. Water rain on the other side started up for Math. One of the mages gets away for a second. Thundar does use his bombs on the golden hammer bro, which makes it a lot easier to deal with. Gets rid of its shield and also deals a cumulative 6 damage to it. Last wave here for Math. This is the tricky one. Recycle on the first one.
Seems like Matt's... Oh, I spoke too early. I think I jinxed it. I was gonna say, seems like this arena is going fairly smoothly for Math.
And then it isn't suddenly. This is the wonder of this game. You have to... Oof.
Oh.
And it just turns on a dime like that. You only have your 4 health. Math actually only had 3 health going into that last wave. Very easy to get knocked down there and just get stuck. Because Math will also be trying to play catch up and trying to go fast. And it's hard to do all of those things and be safe at the same time. So...
Yeah, in so many arenas, taking the first hit usually cascades, unfortunately, because enemies will come at you as you're trying to get back up. And unless you can very, very quickly dodge out of the way, usually ends up chaining damage instead. Math having to make the long run back. Looks like none of the shortcuts were open here.
Why would you? You're a speedrunner. You are confident. You are strong. That's what we all think. But yeah, the races really show us up. Being in a race situation, very hard place to be. I don't envy either of these runners.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, especially in a race, when to take it safe and when not to. So many things feel fairly consistent when running, just solo and with the option to reset. But then once you're in a race, you have to keep the mentality of just moving forward, dealing with any of the deaths or time losses that you've taken.
Last wave, part 2. 1 hit. He's gonna try to stay off the bridge, because that was where started going wrong in this wave for him. It was looking very clean before that. Playing off the bridge this time. Smart.
Yeah, trying to lure that hammer bro off.
It's good he didn't go for that greeting of the third hit. I personally wasn't sure if that was all it needed. Clearly he wasn't either, so backed off. But it was just that last hit needed.
No death warp here.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I didn't even realize that. Probably he's also just relieved to get through this and ready to go back.
There. The death warp is also always so spooky. You're never 100% certain if the crow collected. Even though I've never had it not, if that makes sense. You can interact and then immediately roll off, but it's definitely, it still feels like a risk.
There is no immediate feedback that you get from that interact, right? Because the crow kind of stays in place before slowly rising up. So you, for a second, you're like, oh, it didn't work. And I feel like we've all had that. Every time, every single time you do that, it's like, did I just wreck my run?
Yeah, I don't think it floats up until after death shows up on your screen.
Yeah, pretty much. But it feels so cool. Fibrin, to answer your question, yes, it does. It kind of plays the cutscene of the death at the same time as the crow's floating up, so you get teleported back to the door at the same time, and so you get your save quit for free. You get teleported back to the door the same time the cutscene is playing. So that's how you save time. Ava 2 here.
Starting Ava 2, yeah, as Thundar is entering the cutscene for 3.
I think Ava's nice. Matt has taken a few hits here, and it is a spider situation. Spiders are never a good place to be, just even if you're at full health, it really doesn't matter. Let's see how he deals with the last wave of mages here. He goes straight for 1. Deflects back onto the green mage for 1 hit, but he will need more hits to clean it up. Ooh. For a second I thought that was going to double kill the blue mages, but one of them got teleported, unfortunately. And they're here, meanwhile, going through the boomers, the second wave. Only allowed 1 extra wave for the mages to teleport. To Smo now. The Smo behave for Thundar. I'm not sure if I remember, but it looks like they do behave quite well.
The V-Sync is off for Thundar, got it.
I guess one advantage of Math having gone through this is he has turned his V-Sync off.
Yes.
Oh, he won't have any mana for the brazier, so I'm guessing he'll go for surveillance device now. Yep. Looks like very smart to recognize that immediately. This is where Matt has the game knowledge from Hundo. He knows where a surveillance device is, having picked it up after Ava 2 many times. So works out well. He still needs a total of 3 mana for the Stranded Sailor split, for the brazier and the bomb before Barb. I'm sure
he got 2 back, and so probably hit the headless grunt on the way to Lockstone, most likely for those last 2 hits.
Makes sense. Let's see if he'll pick up the seed as well. I noticed Thundar, I believe, did pick that up. Thundar is pretty loaded on seeds, basically. I imagine for the 3 boss gauntlet levels, he won't be stressed at all in any situation.
Okay, Math opting not to kill the grunt. Very merciful.
Yes, he'll go for the sign, maybe.
That's what I'm thinking. Or there's a couple boxes on the way to Castle Lockstone, and if Math opts to take that safety seed, and kind of kill 2 birds with 1. Is that an okay thing to say in a bird game run?
Ooh.
But Math also opting not to do that. So perhaps no wall bomb.
I'm guessing the sign on the staircase. The only possibility now is the sign below the staircase. But again, it's a minor time loss even if he doesn't do it. So, but yeah, I'm sure I feel like I've seen Matt bonk this sign before, so I feel like he's going to do it here.
Ah, yep. Very
And,
nice.
oh, we should keep an eye out on Thundar's maneuvering these minor skips that you do. So-called minor, but definitely can lose you tens of seconds. Gets the first one right there. Nice roll onto the ledge. Coming up to gate skip time. Definitely one of the weirder hitbox based skips in this game. It doesn't really look like you should be able to get on there. Thundar does it first try, cleanly, makes it look so easy.
He really did make that look so easy.
Gonna take a slow path around here, I think I've seen him. Oh no, he just goes right side first. Very interesting. Just waits for the laser to pass the first switch, but then goes on pretty quickly thereafter. I don't think I've seen many people do that particular strat.
I don't think I have either. This felt
We'll
very
just-
safe though, very comfy.
And really not that slow at all, to be honest. Like I thought it was gonna be slow, but it was really not. He just zoomed around it.
Yeah.
Arena
Math
1
doing
here.
First arena.
Yes, kill those imps. Good job. It's just
Imps and
always.
spiders. Every time they're dead, it's like yes.
Matt recognizing he could get those 3 hits off in the middle, very, very cool. Just shows
gets
a lot
sniped
of
by an
mastery. Wonder if he'll take the save quit or will walk out with the 3 health.
So we now get to see if Arm Day blesses Thundar's run. In just a second here. And we are blessed.
Love to see it. Let's see if we do see Matt has switched to bombs, so imagine some bomb strats coming up here.
Yep, looks like bomb strat. Ooh,
Ooh.
missed the deflect.
Yeah, you can and actually should go for that deflect pretty much really early. It makes it super comfy to actually get the second bomb off, otherwise you're just stuck undercharging. Oof.
Oh,
Almost-
taking
almost.
chain damage. Yeah, that's really unlucky.
And that's why you kind of have to really get that wave done quickly, otherwise you're just swarmed. The grunts are merciless. They don't really wait for you, these particular flavor of grunts. They just kind of swipe at you without much of a wind-up. And the hammer bros, of course, we know are tricky, and if you've got mages pelting projectiles through all of it, just very scary wave. It becomes a lot more comfy if you just get rid of them super quickly, but very hard to do. Very non-trivial. Matt takes a second try at it. This looks perfect, actually. There you
Yeah,
go.
that looked much smoother.
Now this is he'll probably be thinking in his head, why couldn't this have happened the first try? Because well, one of the bombs missed, but I'm sure he'll be able to clean out the golden hammer bro here. You can pretty much damage tank and kill this when it gets through. Laser arena, meanwhile. For Thundar.
Meanwhile, looks like it's going fairly well. Thundar gonna bait the laser over to hit the hammer bro? Looks like no. Instead, getting the hammer bro to come behind the rock. Just safe.
Yeah.
Lasers tend to... I don't think I've ever taken a single damage from the laser. It's usually 2 or even 3 I've had happen before. So, very safe to just play away from it.
Definitely. Getting that double tap, I think it's can kill your run in an instant. We've seen many clips of folks posting it. It always feels bad. And opening this Kronk up, very smart, very conservative choice to make here because of what lies ahead. This ice skating section that he's coming up on, he's probably feeling pretty comfortable about, but Ice Arena is always a big bully.
Yeah.
Not doing the sketchy roll around the windmill. You'll have to see it. I don't know. It's probably not that bad, but
I haven't
looks
gotten
very
it yet,
sketchy.
but it does look very sketchy.
I think it's easier on the keyboard. Yeah, I think I tested it again. It was easier on keyboard. If you're doing it on controller, you gotta have control has to be really, your joystick has to be really straight, and you'll usually get it. But it is pretty hard.
Gotcha.
Makes sense.
Those grunts and ice skating weren't in a great place for Thundar. So just had to manually roll past them. And that was a pretty smooth ice skating section. Heading into Ice Arena now.
Gonna take the heal, I imagine. Looks like he's rolling in that direction.
Yeah. Plenty of seeds to spare, so might as well take it very safe. Oh,
Well,
but
the
not
grunts-
taking that, not cronking that lever for a shortcut, so.
One of the grunts definitely made it in as well. So he has one extra grunt here. I don't know if both of them did, but very unlucky grunt RNG in that they like immediately followed him and did not do any attacks. Goes for this beautiful TFT strat here of going on the right platform immediately and getting rid of the 2 mages in the next wave in midair. The midair part is what makes that strat very cool.
It's so cool.
No hits so far, just very clean execution. Thundar has been doing a lot of IL practice recently, so and I know he has spent a particular focus on this section and the Flooded Fortress section. So don't be surprised if you see very clean execution here, as you are seeing pretty much. Okay, bit of damage tanking.
It's the caster curse.
Using bombs here, smart.
Taking it a little bombs usually to make it safer. Okay.
This should be fine. There you go. Just using
Meanwhile-
all of the health as a resource, right?
Oh yeah, all you really need is 1. That's true. But yeah, Math on the last arena here.
Last wave.
Yeah, last
Should
wave
be
went pretty
done.
well.
Ava 3 time for Math, has Betty time for Thundar. Let's see if he switches to hookshot, because doing that is always a hard thing to remember. I can't tell you how many times I've ended up in a Betty fight with arrows or bombs or something else equipped
And
start
having
charging it. And then you start charging and you're like, why am I not next to Betty right now? Yeah, it's gets into the damage rotation after 1 hit. He did approach Betty instead of hookshotting regardless. He is in the rhythm now. I don't know if he's gonna get a roll skip or not. That's what we'll keep our eye out on. Yep, gets it, but was apprehensive because Snowball's right in front of Betty. Goes behind her, gonna get some rolls here though. Just trying to damage tank. This looks like Betty's close. Probably a few hits. Yep.
Yep. Yeah, that was a cool strat against Betty roll. Hugging the wall, kind of keeping her there so that you can get in shots in between the rolls.
And it
And
reduces
so that
the
she
time
doesn't-
of it reduces the time of the roll as well, I imagine.
Yeah. It looks like it, yeah, she barely rolled away anywhere. So it saved having to chase her as well as making the rolls really short.
Yeah, the grunts bullied Math with 1 hit in the first wave. again, health is a resource. He has time and enough health to be able to get through this.
The mages grouped up really nicely for him there.
Beautiful. Okay, I thought he was gonna get clipped. Did not. Getting through that first clip. Okay, maybe we should not talk preemptively. But yeah, I've definitely been cursing a bunch of runners. I feel bad about it, but oh, instant
snipe.
snipe. Smo with VSync off is still misbehaving. Oh god.
This looks like a VSync on Smo. I wonder if Math turned VSync back on at some point.
That is really unfortunate.
Just because
But he
VSync
did-
off Smo will rotate a lot less than we just saw.
To be fair, he did mention his FPS has gone down and stuff. He is trying to show us.
There we go. All right, time to see the difference between VSync on and off. Thank you, Math, for the educational stream.
This is all just Matt's trying to tell us all, turn off VSync. Smo will be nice to you. The grunts though, grunts we cannot make any promises about. The grunts are always bullies. Especially when you have a pack of 4 of them chasing you like that. It's just so scary.
Yeah, that was very rude grunt behavior right there.
The boomerang coming back, manages to avoid it. Thundar is going to be in a bit of a movement heavy section here. Going to try to avoid falling in the water like that. He has 3 health to get through. Math, meanwhile, only has the 1, and a couple of ways to get through. One of them being a very rude Smo.
Yeah, with VSync off, hopefully this will be a lot safer. It's actually a very good strategy, turning VSync off.
No.
Oh, I really shouldn't have spoken. But turning VSync off just for that one fight to get better Smo behavior, I like it.
Oh no, Math is contemplating whether he even wants to try again. But I feel bad for Math. There is some aspect of Smo behavior which is not just VSync, if I'm not mistaken. It has something to do with the frames that you're getting. Because I have VSync off, and for me, Smo always misbehaves. At this point, I just go to the old school strat of, rolling and doing 2 lights every time. I just kind of resign myself to that behavior. It is weird on the other machine where I have higher FPS, it works fine. But on the one which I'm playing nowadays, it does not behave at all. So Matt will just have to adapt to this situation and try to get through it. You just have to play Smo a lot safer. You cannot do the full-on butt cheek strat. You do still ideally want to be on their butt cheek, but you have to roll every 2 slashes.
Yeah. Okay. Math opting, to roll, taking it very safe with the bombs. Ooh.
Here's where we see why Smo is so tough casually. It's a very aggressive enemy, just runs at you and slams immediately. You don't have any time to get away. So if we didn't have the butt cheek strats in our run, Smo does, it's a lot harder. We've kind of trivialized her, and it's good to see a reminder of the fact that this enemy is a bully. It's actually, to be fair,
was definitely the hardest enemy for me. Playing through this game casually, I was very unhappy every time encountering a Smo.
especially that first Smo comes up so early in the beginning of the state, and you're like, oh, I have to do this because it's here, and you don't realize it's pretty much optional enemy unless you really want to get daggers. But to be fair, I did end up playing the rest of my game with daggers casually, so it was worth it. But it took many hours to get through that first Smo. Thundar001 going through the Fortress Gauntlet was on bombs and has no mana to get through here.
Yeah,
Also
being
was-
bullied by all of these enemies too.
Yeah. Oh, Smo, please just let Math through.
Smo-
Oh no!
Oh!
That's gonna count as a reset.
It had. Oh, that's.
The damage trade at the end is tragic,
Yeah.
just tragic. Oh, I feel for Matt here. having to
Yeah.
play through Ava 3 multiple times. Ava 3 is a bully without, if you're not able to execute the fast strats, it just goes haywire like that.
Thundar hitting that switch
Wow.
first try.
Beautiful.
Fairly smooth through Fortress here.
I'm assuming he's not even going to plant it, or he is. Yep. He has so many seeds, there's no reason not to.
Yeah.
If you really...
Look,
Sorry, go ahead.
sorry, I was gonna say, looks like he's gonna wait to see if he needs to plant it now versus after the fight.
Yeah, I guess he walked next to it to see how many he had. That's a clever thing to do.
Oh, interesting, yeah.
He does plant it.
Planting it now.
Oh, gets hit.
Oof.
He was probably hoping to get through all the way to Frog King. There we see Math, meanwhile, doing the strat, rolling in between the slashes, staying on his butt. She gets through really well this time. There you go.
Yay, let's go Math. Finally getting that hook shot. Okay, Thundar entering. Frog King opting to save and quit, which is smart.
Here they come. Frog King, the guzzler of the indolent.
Champion of the people, keeper of the 5/8.
Really want to know what they are. Really want to know so much about Frog King. Not going for the immediate armor break. Playing it safe. Let's see if he goes for juggles. I have seen Thundar do the juggles. I believe he will get them. There we go.
Nice.
Beautiful. That's unfortunately falling off. It is a major glitch to remember which room you're walking into when you're going into that puzzle. I have done that so many times where I just forget, oh, there's no platform here, I just fall.
Math clapping for luck right there.
Love to see it.
Oh, interesting. After Frog King got up, it looked like none of Thundar's sword hits were hitting, or maybe I was just.
So
misleading.
Thundar
Oh,
does not have enemy flashes, which
Yes.
does make it a little harder to distinguish, but he does prefer to play without any flashes and distracting
Gotcha.
things like that.
yeah, I just realized that was what was happening. No enemy flashes when taking damage.
Yeah, I probably should have mentioned that because maybe someone in chat was also a bit confused as to why there's a difference between our runners. But yeah, you can turn off enemy flashes and full screen flashes. There's a bunch of small accessibility things like that, which devs have been nice enough to put in. Turn off blood as well, which is
That's the
think a
big
lot of-
graphic setting that always
Yeah.
gets me. I
Yeah, I
have
think-
blood off, and I always forget when I watch others play. I'm like, oh, this game is actually fairly bloody.
Yeah, it is very, because the enemies that die, they get left behind as well. So you have like corpses littering your battlefield and blood all over it. So if you're playing with blood on, it becomes a very, very graphic game for sure. As graphic as a cute burb game can be, to be fair, but clean railing skip. Let's see if we have gate skip on Matt's side here. Very
Got
clean.
it. Yeah, both runners making gate skip look way less spooky than it is.
Whoa, that hookshot on Matt's side just decided to bypass the switch. Like, nope. You have to hookshot the pillar there. But yeah, bit of movement section again on both sides, coincidentally, which is cool. This game, movement is somewhat underrated, I would say. Combat is a big part of what everyone is focusing on, because that's where you can gain or lose a lot of time, as well as obviously it is a lot more exciting. But movement in this game, very important to actually get a good fast time get your pathing right, get your rolls on time. And nowhere is it more important than in these two splits which the runners are running respectively. Thundar here will be looking for catching all the cycles in Furnace. That's kind of what the hallmark of Furnace is there's a bunch of cycles timed to the music. It's a beautiful game design element there. I think that they incorporated the music into the level itself. You can actually listen to the music and time it to get cycles, delay your entry into certain rooms so that you can get cycles, and overall get a faster time that way. So it's very cool. But in general, we will be looking for Thundar getting some fast cycles in a few rooms. The first one right here, getting on top of those pistons before they get up. It's very tough, but that's the first of the many cycles which you want to be getting in an ideal run.
Yeah, Thundar lit that furnace very safely by walking up to it, and I think that extra distance meant that he couldn't quite get on top of those pillars. We'll see if Armday blesses this run. I guess we missed the previous one.
Yeah, missed the Armday the first, I guess.
Armday the first.
I don't know if you guys saw that, but I think Math hookshot the anchor and it just fell through the map. That was strange. I don't know why that happened. That was really weird.
And it's a spooky split to be already 1 health down for. Because you don't get any save and quits in Watchtowers.
That's why you're down 1.
Yeah, Matt's game is doing some spooky things today.
Why today? Why game? Why today of all days? It's working so cleanly yesterday. Got such a nice PB. But that is just how it works sometimes. How the cookie crumbles. Matt's just trudging along and doing a good job of being stoic, keeping the run going as fast as he can. He'll be looking to get some golds in. Oh, Thundar goes from the right side here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hookshotting
not-
the right.
Not an oft-seen strat. The hookshot is really troubling Math here. He's not able to get a clean hook on a lot of enemies and pillars here.
Yeah, it looks like the auto aim is either slightly off or something. Looked like Thundar was taking the furnaces here pretty safely as well.
No fast cycles there. It is possible to light the latter 2 braziers without letting the piston come up.
Yeah.
Math has gone through these first few gauntlets without taking a hit. Laser Arena, of course, can change all of that. Slow, safe
Nothing,
strat.
just stay behind the rock, stay safe. Oh, using the laser against the hammer bro though. You love to see it.
It's really just trying to bait the hammer bro into getting killed by the laser. Completely safe strat, very conservative and smart. Thundar getting the last seed off here, so we'll not have to get a save and quit. A seed heal is definitely faster than save and quit, so smart to use your last seed if you have it.
Yep.
Ooh.
Grandma, another boss that I always forget to switch to hookshot onto before entering. I didn't notice if Thundar remembered or not.
We will see when he starts. Matt also getting the safety lever. Let's see if Matt gets the lever in Ice Arena. Thundar did not switch. Good call there. So he was fishing around with his weapons for a second at the start of the fight. Ooh. Green one hit. Matt has meanwhile been getting through with no further hits taken. Very clean. One more green hit on Thundar. Granny is not damaged enough to do the Nova attack, which is not a good sign to be able to kill her off immediately, but maybe in the spinning phase.
Yep.
Still looking tight. Oof. It's gonna be a little bit spooked here. Gets the last hit.
And he gets it. gets it with the deflect.
Matt playing very safe behind the icicles there. It looked for a second, maybe he was stuck in the geometry. I'm not sure. But those icicles have very weird hitboxes, very easy to get stuck in. Especially the last icicle in this section is... We did see a death here yesterday from Jay. Matt gets through it cleanly, but you can definitely get swarmed by grunts while stuck in the ice, and just... There is no way out there. There's pretty much nothing you can do. It feels like being stuck in quicksand or something like that. Matt planting the seed. Oh, getting the lever. For a
Yeah,
second,
getting
I
the
was,
lever and then coming back for the heal. Nice.
hitting
Dodging.
the... But if he's getting the heal, I wonder if it actually would have saved time to just go for the hit. Oof, gets the hit anyway. I guess it was better to not get hit and get down to 2 HP too early. Then it's spooky.
I think one grunt will follow in.
Might collapse the bridge. Yeah, I don't think it got in fully.
Oh,
Ice
good.
Arena on this side. Thundar will have a little bit of waiting time here, so we can focus on Ice Arena and Betty on Matt's side.
Yeah. Very long cutscene on Thundar's side coming up.
Both mages managed to escape the first time, so he will have to wait. Kills both of them off. Killing even one of them does trigger the next wave, but killing both of them off just makes it easier to deal with the rest of the time.
The ice physics are not being kind right now.
That
Grunt after
green,
him.
green projectile deflect was pretty cool. I don't know if you saw it. Bounced off the ice and deflected up. Haven't seen that very often.
Oh no, I
cool,
missed that.
Cool physics in the game. Grunt snipe. Oof, almost got another grunt snipe. You have to kind of stagger those grunts, otherwise it becomes very hard to deal with them. Matt just trying to deflect this back, playing it safe. Missed the archers on spawn for a second. Gets them, but it's gonna have to play super safe here. Wonder if he'll go for the bomb strats or just hook shot back and forth. This is pretty clever as long as you get your timing right. You can get hit pretty much as soon as the hook shot lands.
Going for bomb strats, opting to be super safe here.
Very smart. You just need the 4 bombs. Kills off the grunt. Sorry, the hammer bro. This arena is very convenient in that it has infinite sources of mana both above and below. So regardless of where you're stuck, you can continue to fight even at 1 HP. Save and quit and Betty time. We might be starting off the Grey Crow fight here soon as well. So we will see 2 boss fights.
Yep, Grey Crow starting right here. Nice.
You're gonna see 2 title
Side by
cards. Ooh, almost the coincident title cards, but one after the other. Everyone pick your favorite boss fight to watch here. You're gonna see both very clean so far.
Matt's got the Betty cycle down.
Did see an early chain from for Thundar. We have been talking about how you can skip that chain attack recently. But Matt, meanwhile, that was as clean as you could want it.
Yeah. Then are getting a lot of good reflex on.
This is
here.
This is gonna be fast. You can see Grey Crow is close to dying. Just needs probably 1 or 2 more deflects to kill it off. Just gets a heavy.
Yep.
There you go.
There it is. Spins for victory before save and quit. Love to see it.
You really do love to see it. The celebratory dance. Thundar cruising right now.
Yeah, this has been a very solid run for Thundar. We're about to enter into the gauntlet here. It's almost endgame.
You see the first Lord of Doors cutscene on Matt's side. Best Lord.
Getting some applause from our boss.
That rhymes.
Oh, Thundar didn't save and quit to come up here.
Yeah, I have noticed that. I've been meaning I should just mention it in his chat at some point, but he does always walk up here. It's an easy time save to tell him about. Yeah, Thundar is doing very well. I believe he is like kind of on pace, but I don't think he's quite like ahead of PB. I believe he's a little behind. But still, being that close to a recent PB.
Yeah,
Very
and
hype.
race setting too. It's very hype.
Gauntlet tech is something which we will also probably see a bunch of differences amongst the runners. Who goes for fast doors? What sort of fast doors do they actually manage to achieve? Because as we are all aware, going for fast doors does not mean getting it.
Yes. They're going right side here.
Any fast doors? No. Just in a race setting, I actually think it is pretty inconsistent. You can fall off, take damage. Smart to not go for it.
Yeah, we'll see if he goes for all the instant doors here in these arenas though.
I don't know how you do this fight without enemy flashes. I'm not even able to tell if he's hitting Lord of Doors at all.
Yeah, it's very confusing for me to watch because I'm so used to counting based on the flashes.
In those first few sequences, it almost looked like none of the hits were hitting, but I imagine they were because it worked out on time. Especially when you have a strength 5 sword and the range is deceptively large, it probably just becomes even harder to tell. Yeah, like, are those hitting?
Looks like, I guess,
I-
all but one hit because you need 15 hits to trigger the door. It looked like there was just one off somewhere. Meanwhile, Math doing all the running in Fortress.
Not fallen off yet. Not falling off before this section is pretty important because after this it is a bit easier once you get the crawl. Barring gate skip. Once again, gate skip was something which Matt said he was going to look up in practice. Let's see if we see an attempt here. Betty gets the roll off, but ooh, and I've almost got another attack off, but just the last section of Gauntlet, Thundar will probably get through it very fine here.
Yeah,
No gate
that's gonna
skip.
Go very safe. No gate skip on either side. I don't think Thundar went for it either.
Play it safe. Imagine Mathulu not going to Fortress with 3 health. We'll want to save and quit. We will see. Do have a Last Lord fight on the other side meanwhile. So yeah, it's looking very good. Thundar doing excellent job.
Yeah, we'll see Math taking the door and presumably saving and quitting.
No, it just continues.
Okay, save and quit now?
At the lever, yeah, that's one way to do it. But the time to watch for Thundar is 1:26:17. Looks very tight at this point, but that is the time to watch. Boomer skip,
Still
please.
possible with a very good last Lord fight.
Just calm solve it. Do it right here. Thundar. Do it live.
Ooh, Math down to 1 health.
Will you take this
we'll
pot
probably
here?
try to take the pot.
It's a
but
very
being
bad pot to be in.
bullied. Yeah.
It's a really scary pot, but honestly, you have no other choice. The next pot is too far away. And they'll try
Yeah.
to roll through. Got hit down to 1 health as well. He has passed his PB, so we'll just be trying to get as fast a time as possible now, without dying effectively. Because all he's looking for now is to just be able to close this out. And he does.
GG.
Big GG's. Very good time
Very
there.
close to PB.
Should I unmute both of the runners? So
Yeah, I think we can call the runners. I don't think Math
Okay.
is on PB pace at all at this point. So yeah,
Yeah.
can definitely call them in.
all right,
And-
Thundar's finished. Run Math. Are you doing? All right.
Hello. How's it going? I will be happy to be done with this run, so I do not need to finish this. GG Thundar.
GG Math. I'm sorry to hear about all the nonsense that the game decided to throw at you.
Yeah, I mean the run was like pretty okay until the crash. And then after that, the game was just like running really poorly for a while. After I turned literally everything else off, it stabilized at like 70 FPS. But that's still an FPS I'm like wildly unused to playing at. So the Smo fight especially was honestly really hilarious. So like the left butt cheek strat doesn't work at this FPS, it seems, or at least the way that I normally do it. Oh shoot, that's fine. So I had to like actually learn how to fight him, which is something I didn't expect to have to do. So you know, it was an entertaining time. I actually almost had a Mika special where I killed Smo as I died, but unfortunately it didn't count.
Yeah, that was pretty tragic to see that the damage rate at the end. But you did learn to fight Smo on the fly, and that is impressive as hell. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, no, it was pretty fun. I mean, the run was obviously extremely dead by that point. Honestly, like once it crashed, like it froze for like 20-30 seconds and then it fully crashed. So I reopened it, but at that point it was already like a minute and a half or 2 minutes lost. So I figured it was like a dead run anyway at that point. But then when the FPS was all screwy, like when I loaded back in, at first it was like fluctuating between 40 and 60 FPS, which meant that just like a lot of random roll inputs and slash inputs were being dropped. So I started to try to mash more to compensate, and then ended up getting locked in combos. It was just very bad. So hopefully that can be resolved before run 2. But Thundar, I'm pretty sure if you finished around when they unmuted, that would have been like what, a 127-ish, maybe even faster. That is significantly better than my PB, so you would have easily won regardless. So GG Thundar.
So, GG Math. Very impressive. On the fly smoke fighting.
Well, Thunder, were
Yeah.
you nervous coming up to? Did you feel the PB pace? Were you nervous going up to Great Crow and Last Lord?
I honestly never knew if I was on PB pace or not, since I just had a secondary set of splits that I just completely wiped, so I never have to worry.
Oh, okay.
So I had no idea if I was on pace or not
Okay.
until like Lord of Doors, and then I knew it was about a minute 30.
All right, so we're gonna go into intermission. This intermission may take a little bit, so we'll see if we can troubleshoot the tech problems with Math. So we'll be right back. We're gonna go into intermission. Go get your drinks. Maybe use the washroom. We'll be right back.